Check, check, 1, 2. We are live. Live. We're live. Oh, no. Whoop. Hello, David. We're live, by the way. So,
okay. Hey.
Don't say bad.
Crap.
Well, push my buttons. Let's see. What do we sound like?
Got an overhanging arm over my monitor now, so my camera's right.
A what?
I bought one. It's almost like a mic stand. It's got a heavy base to it with a.
Oh, is that what you were talking about last night?
Yeah.
And for people who don't know what I'm talking about
Mac
Chuck
Voices
Joyner's wonderful Mac Voices Live that you can catch on Tuesday nights at around 8 p.m. That is supposed to end at 9 but goes until 10.
Yeah.
Every week without fail.
He tried. He tried.
Oh, that was so funny. It was like, well, okay, well, tonight.
Yeah, but he at least ended the After Dark right away. So
yeah, we're gonna. I
gotta go. It's 10 o'clock. I got stuff to do.
Yeah. Sure, Chuck. Sure. Let's see. Mac to the future.
I had the one story with the M1 iPad Pro too.
Yes, I saw that. Thank you. Okay, we have audio and video over on YouTube.
The tubes of you.
I imagine you just heard that little echo.
No,
since I have.
Good. Well, also I can move the mic close to me too.
So fake it.
What's the mic of the week?
It's still the Sennheiser E835. I'm going to change it for the iMacs show. I just kind of, with having it used, I took Monday off. I went with, let's see, where's StreamYard? There it is. Actually, I'm going to switch here. Hold on.
Sure.
I'm not wearing a hat this week.
Oh, how could you?
Didn't wear one last night either. Just to prove to those doubting Thomases out there, I don't care that I'm bald. Which it's a complete and total lie.
Look at me.
Oh,
it's getting worse.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Dave. I'll take that. I'll take that every day. I'll take that every day.
I'll be at your point soon enough.
Guys, lighting exceptional. Thank you. And yours looks good too, Dave.
Thank you. Because the camera.
Oh, that's right. You got a different camera. What are you using now?
This thing called a iPhone.
Oh, using camo?
Yeah, I've been for a while.
Okay, so we are in all the usual places.
The tubes of you.
Yeah, we've got 2 people. I wish I could see. Oh, no, live viewers. Apparently, it's just me. One on Facebook and one on YouTube. Those are our 2 viewers right now. Thanks for joining us today, Guy. We appreciate that. Of course, this might not be accurate. It's hard to say. Oh, now it's up to 4
on YouTube.
2 on Mac the Future, me on YouTube, and me on.
I'm probably one of them.
Well, I don't get like a firm. Mike is watching on Facebook. Derek is saying that we are live. We are live.
We are live. I sound okay?
Yeah. Are you on the right mic?
I believe so.
Give it. Yeah. Okay. You need a little more bass. Can you give it a little more bass?
What?
So fake it. I am, with all of these mics that I've been kind of going in and out of. Of all the ones that I have used so far, I don't think that this one, the Sennheiser one, is the absolute best, but it's the one that's impressed me the most.
Too early. Warren was using it.
Sorry?
Warren was using one at one point. Not
What,
that one.
Sennheiser?
Yeah,
there's Warren.
It was a USB one.
Well, you know what Warren is like.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, you know about him.
Turn up your mic a little there, Warren.
Hold on.
Or get closer.
How's that?
He doesn't want to mess with those settings.
Is it on? It's on.
Yeah, it's on.
All right.
Can just give it a tap. That'll tell you. Yep.
Hello. They were able to kind of hear me last night.
Because you were eating popcorn.
Actually, I lied about having to leave.
By the way, speaking of live, Warren, by the way, we are live.
Yes.
So just thought I'd throw that out there.
It does say live up at the corner there.
Yeah.
Why do you start a live broadcast right away? Anyways,
because
that's how Chuck does it?
Really? Without any warning, just come right up and it's recording.
As soon as
that is not true at all. That is a lie. He does not do that.
Any live stream that you join,
no,
just automatically assume that you're live. That's my motto.
I don't know too many
that people can
I don't know
hear.
of too many hosts that will bring their guest on a live hot stream without some prep to get there. Just saying.
Oh, okay. Here's your prep. We're live, Warren.
My big. Do I have some more bass?
Yes, you do.
All right.
All about
big
the bass.
bottom is enabled.
No.
It's all about the bass, about the bass.
I'll tell you.
If anybody wants this thing, I just don't have the endurance.
What is that noise?
I just don't have the endurance for all that talking.
Is it me?
I think it was.
He was moving. He was moving his chair.
I moved. I moved, and I'm in the right position, so I won't move again.
Okay.
Yeah, his microphone picked up movement.
You mean that?
Well, it's weird because that's a dynamic mic, so it shouldn't pick up a lot of background noise.
I can't open up your notes anymore.
New link.
How many times do I have to send you the link, Warren?
Because you change the link like every other day.
No, this is the same link I've been using for a while.
Wait, hold on. Don't send it again. Let me see if it'll work.
Okay.
Hold on. I saw the text. There we go. Click to download. But now I have to open it like in Messenger, which is...
What? Why would you have to open it in Messenger?
Or messages. Because he sent me...
saved you from my sneeze.
Because he sent it to me in messages.
Oh, well, give me a second and I'll resend it to you.
No, it works. It works. Stop. I got it. Don't send me anything else.
You got it.
I said no more.
Just like when I send my show notes link, and it's a universal link, and you still make me approve you through your Google account.
When I clicked on it the first time, it told me that I need to request permission, and I don't have it. So,
well, I guess I just have to put your email each time. I always just share it out to anybody.
Don't know what to tell you. It's a normal Google account.
Marcus wants me to paste the link here in the chat. Yeah, that's gonna happen, Marcus. Sure. Let's do that.
What are you talking about?
The show notes link.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a second. You know what? I just opened up the no. See, I opened up the link you sent me, and it's last week. 5-5.
What's the number? Episode number?
184.
Or 185.
How are you?
What does it say at the top? The name of the document is.
It's the old one. Trust me. All the notes.
Yeah, the one you have now says MTTF go -show notes. The other ones you've had like version 2, version 3.
Guy sent me a messenger link.
Right.
Message.
I'm going to send it to you here in the chat. I'm going to send it to you here in the chat.
Because you sent me the actual document. is what happened.
Yeah,
last
I'm
week.
not going to do it. I'm not going to do it in.
Messenger.
No, I'm going to send it to you here in private chat in StreamYard.
StreamYard.
Nothing
It's beautiful
but
StreamYard.
This is what.
Oh, this is just not going well. Okay, you see it?
I see it.
Mhm.
Clicky, clicky.
See that?
Click
See what you
these.
sent me? That's what you sent me, and that didn't work.
What didn't work? Is it still not working?
I'm in.
I'm telling you, guys sent me.
I'm talking just now. The link I just sent you.
Yeah,
no,
that's
you're
right.
there.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, because you did it right this time. You didn't do it right last time.
Warren, I've been using these same notes for months.
It changes, dude. I can go back to my history and tell you there's like at least 4 or 5 versions.
That doesn't make any sense. It's the
No.
same. It's the same document.
Look at this. Hold on. Do you see? Look at the screen.
Yeah. All right. Hold on. Everybody can see it.
There's a phone number.
All right, that's
Whoop.
Guy's phone number. Go back. Oh wait, maybe we don't want Guy's phone.
No.
That's your phone number, dude.
Hold on.
Oh, he just shared the chat. His messenger messages.
I can. Oh, who cares? How do I
Make
block
sure you edit that out.
I can't.
Great.
Okay, wait.
Ringy dingy dingy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Here's
I
my
can't.
phone.
I can't share it with
Put that on silent.
Hope Marcus wasn't watching.
My silent mode is on.
You don't. You know that's not his real phone. That's his burner phone for his.
Yeah, that's
for his
true.
wife. Anyways,
Yeah. Let's go with that.
the point is, he sent me the documents the wrong way last time. Is what happened. So there you go.
Let's see. Robert Wilcox, good buddy from down in Lauderdale, says Sennheiser rules. I use a Bluetooth sender on all my TVs. I don't know what that means. What does Sennheiser have to do with TVs? Oh, wireless. Okay,
Wireless
audio.
headphone.
He's got
Okay.
And that was breaking news that the consumer business of Sennheiser is
Yeah.
being sold to a
Who bought it?
some conglomerate.
Okay, yeah. I'm glad they didn't sell the microphones.
Just the headphones.
I actually have the crazy. I have 3 of these mics, these EA45s.
You have 3,000 mics, so
Well, but I have 3 of this one. This was part of my my mobile kit in the early days.
yeah, I know you're whippersnapper.
And the weird thing is that the mic I have in my mobile kit now is not as good of a mic. I don't know why I've done this.
I hear a lot of background noise. Do you hear it?
I think it's coming from Dave. Wait, hold on.
Dave.
I'll tell you in a second.
I think your microphone, Dave, is like picking up way too much because I hear like
Yeah.
everything. Like,
That is coming from
I
Dave.
could almost hear your insides working.
Hold on. How about now?
That's much better. Did you
Well,
put on a dynamic processor?
De-esser, yeah, I turned that down by mistake.
Okay.
I could hear your thoughts. It was that clear. I could hear things actually happening in your brain.
We could hear the food digesting in your stomach.
Pretty much. I did. I heard.
Okay, we are going to start getting ready here to go live. Or the regular live. The regular live. Okay. All right. Countdown is going to commence. Tonight on the Mac to the Future livecast, go. In a complete and utter surprise, the new M1 iMacs are quite faster than the iMacs they're replacing. Reader's Digest, the magazine that's been around since paper was invented, has helpful tips on how to listen to podcasts for free. An app called GasBuddy, that still cracks me up. An app called GasBuddy has suddenly zoomed to the top in the list for iOS. And in the face of several different standards for smart home devices, Apple has joined yet another alliance called Matter to come up with the one, what does that say? The one smart home standard. I can't speak. To come up with the one smart home standard to rule them all. All of that and probably many more mistakes on my part on tonight's Back to the Future livecast. Go. And to the utter shock of everyone, we are starting right on time with no audio or video issues. And I have to say, guys, that I'm stunned. I'm utterly stunned. How are you tonight?
Yet.
Huh? Yet. Well, tonight is early. How are you tonight there, Mr. David Ginsburg?
I am doing good, Mr. Guy Searle. We were having some fun yesterday on Mac Voices Live, and
We were.
and now we're here to have some more fun talking about more stuff. Yes, I'm doing good.
And the fun will continue tomorrow with the In Touch with iOS podcast that also Mr. Warren Sklar is on. Hello there, Mr. Warren Sklar.
It is tomorrow. Is it?
That is tomorrow.
All right. Thanks for the reminder. I'm good.
That's what I live for.
I got
Reminding
my new
people of things.
I got a new CPAP machine today, so I got to play with it. I'm very excited about it.
Oh, good. Let's
I
keep
don't really
it
get
intact.
excited about a CPAP machine, but okay.
No, actually, I know exactly where he's coming from. I have used the same CPAP machine for 15 years or more, and it's huge. It's like about the size of a cab over Mack truck, and is about as noisy. So I know that I
have
well,
three now.
they're like super expensive. I cannot believe how
your
much
insurance
a
doesn't
forced air
My
machine
insurance,
costs.
my machine covers it. My insurance
Yeah, my
covers it.
insurance. So
Well-
here's what happened. My insurance sent me one like 5 years ago, and
Mhm.
I didn't really like it, so I got my own. I bought my own travel one because I liked it. And then we changed insurance companies, and I had a sleep test, and my sleep company, the doctor called me and said, you could get a new one. They'll send you a new one for free. I said, I don't like it. She's like, I'll take care of it. Don't worry about it. So they shipped me the big version of the Air Mini I have. This is ResMed, is what I use.
Mhm.
And they shipped me. I just have it today. It's got digital, Bluetooth, and Wi-Fi. It's got the things.
What do you need Bluetooth and Wi-Fi on?
Yeah,
The
mine's
CPAP
got an
machine.
SD card reader, SD card, so it stores the data, and then also it does have a modem. It transmits my sleep stuff every day in mine. So
I got apps. I got
Well,
I have that too.
this
Yeah.
will actually lead into
This is
one
a
of the
Philips.
stories that we're gonna talk about, and maybe we should just go right into that one.
the sleep to CPAP machines.
Yeah. No, it's
Or-
actually
Putting us to sleep.
yeah. And it's part of the reason why this episode is called Lord of the Rings. There's an alliance that used to be called Connected Home over IP, or CHIP, and it has been renamed for reasons Matter. And its goal is to come up with a single standard that any company can use for smart home devices, including doorbells, Lord of the Rings, locks, yeah, I know, it was a stretch, lighting, and other devices. And I think in the other devices category, perhaps we could include CPAP machines. So if it ever gets hacked, someone could control your. You could wake up in the middle of the night, someone's hacked your CPAP machine, and it's blasting out like at 4 times the way it normally does. Doesn't that sound like fun?
Don't give them ideas.
No, well, whether I say it or not, those ideas come fast and furious. So here's this. We were talking, or maybe that was Gaz and I that were talking last week about another smart home thing that Apple has joined, but that had more to do with communication. It's kind of a what is that called? The where you have the multiple modems spread out around a home.
Oh, banding.
No. Dave Hamilton talks about this all the time.
Multiple modems.
It's distributed communications, and so you've got several hubs around the house, and you just kind of mesh. Thank you. That's what I was trying to think of.
Whew.
Wow,
You're way off. Modems
I know.
You're all over the place there.
So Apple is using this standard that's kind of a mesh for communications of all these devices. And one of the things that this will allow these devices to do is, even if you're in a home that has relatively weak Wi-Fi, because this is distributed amongst all the devices, all you have to do is have one device that's relatively close to your router that in turn is connected to other devices that are also connected to that router, and they'll all stay in contact. So now we have this thing where they're joining this new alliance to come up with some kind of standard for how these devices are going to work. Because right now you've got the first generation and second generation devices that are super cheap, but also not particularly safe, easily hacked if you don't change the standards, the default standards, which a lot of people don't do. And then you have HomeKit that Apple's been pushing that is much more secure, but on the other hand takes a lot more setup. And in a completely unrelated surprise, because it's from Apple, is also more expensive. So if everyone is on the same level playing field, then this alliance called Matter works out basically for everyone. It won't matter what device you get or where you get it from. It should all work.
Can you hear us?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Why were you?
Why is everything mutes?
Because I talk too much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because last week this happened. You kept going on and on and on, and I was on mute.
No. That was
2 weeks ago.
That was just me talking too much.
So like now people are asking, are we on mute again? Because they don't, we're just looking. Anyway,
it's always Dave's mic.
The only thing I want to add to that is HomeKit. You said HomeKit was more difficult to set up, but it's actually easier than most things. That was part of the charm of it.
Okay. Well, how do you set it up?
HomeKit?
Yeah. Do you have any HomeKit devices?
Yeah, you just scan. It literally gives you a barcode. You open up your camera and you scan it, and it starts to put it on.
Okay, well, let me now see. I have now 2 HomePod minis. I bought a second HomePod mini.
How could you?
And I have stereo sound coming out of my Apple TV downstairs.
Mini stereo.
Now that it's finally working properly. And
Marcus
it's kind of the same thing. You go into the Home app and you scan the little barcode at the bottom of the HomePod box. But what happens if you lose that box or you don't have access to that?
It's imprinted on it too, on the device.
Okay, I didn't see that. So all right, good to go.
But that's what HomeKit is. If you buy a HomeKit device, it has that serial number code thing on the box and also on the instructions and on the actual device itself. So
okay, but it all still goes into Home, the Home app.
It goes into Home. Right. So
when you set up regions or rooms.
Yeah. In fact, if you set up like a home bridge, the home bridge with the computers and the
Yeah.
Raspberry Pi and all that, once it's up and running, one of those little codes come up in the in like the setup screen. It says scan the screen, and that's how it adds the home bridge to your home kit. So it's all easy. The whole point is, when you buy a smart home device for like the Echo or something, it's some are easy and some are stupidly difficult to get them on the network. To get them set up,
Okay.
and then
Well,
sometimes it just stop working for no reason. And you got to reset them up too,
the HomePod minis are basically the only smart devices I have in this house,
including yourself.
including me.
That's right. Well, according to the article, I mean, these devices that'll be supporting Matter are not coming out until late of this year, late 2021. But they have they went through a whole attributes of what this whole Matter was going to be designed under, including simplicity, interoperability, reliability, security, and flexibility. So they're trying to unify it all, make it easy to operate, and what I would like to know is, are they going to be interchangeable? So are people going to make these devices that are going to work across the board with Amazon, A-Lady, HomeKit, Google, Smart Things, and more of the other HomeKit stuff, or I would say smart home stuff. So is that what this Matter is going to do? It's going to kind of unify it more than it's ever been.
Well, I mean, it should.
I would hope so.
As long as
That's its purpose.
the underlying technology of whatever is used for your base is working with Matter.
Yeah, I mean, even they're listing like the Comcast is going to be part of this unification, and Eve, of course.
That's frightening.
Yeah, there's a whole list of them on here that are going to be part of it. Well, I mean, you can't ignore Comcast. Xfinity, Comcast the X1 technology just keeps evolving, and they're just, I mean, they're just evolving with everything. They want to be everything. They got their home security system, which I don't have, but they also have. They're adding more and more of the apps as we go here within their technology. So I wouldn't be all surprised you'll be able to do some smart home stuff within their box that you're using for watching TV too.
So that would become another host for
Of some
smart
sort, right?
devices.
You would think, yeah.
Smart home system, right?
Smart home system, right?
Yeah. I mean,
Well-
and there's more out there. Samsung has its Smart Things.
Right.
Smart
Things was listed. Yep.
Wasn't it?
And
Yeah,
are they
so-
all part of this alliance, or is it?
Yes.
Some of them are. Yeah,
Okay.
I
Some
think
are.
if you want to be in this game, you should be. Because right
Yeah,
now,
there's-
like
there's- It's quite a
you
list.
could buy smart devices right now that work with, I've
A lot of
seen
different things.
many that will work with Google Home and Alexa. I've seen many that work with both. But they're evidently putting. They actually have to add both technologies to the device. And I'm sure device makers don't want that. So this alliance is supposed to make one standard, where if you just make it compatible with this, it will work in any host device.
Okay, you're kind of fading in and out, Warren. Is he fading
Yeah.
in and out for you?
Yes, he is.
Hello.
Is that switch on?
I'm fading in and out, man.
Okay, man. Cool, man.
Yeah, you got to
All
be
right.
on the mic.
I don't know.
So
That's
we're gonna go over to the next story. Benchmarks for the M1 iMac in comparison to the 21.5-inch iMacs that it's replacing shows a 56% faster in single core performance and 24% faster with multi-core. In a comparison with the 27-inch iMac, which of course is still Intel based, it is generally faster than the low-end models, but comes up short by almost 30% in multi-core comparisons with the Intel version. So, and this is, and again, this is a processor that has literally kind of almost overnight. I mean, you consider that they just announced these in October. They weren't released until November, December, and pretty much across the board, they're faster than almost any other computer that Apple is selling.
I don't understand why they keep comparing the same processor as we already compared.
Yeah,
So I don't
that's
understand
true.
they didn't we do this with the mini and the Air like 3 months ago?
Pretty
So
much.
it's the same exact processor, right? As far as I
It
heard,
is.
they didn't improve the processor from then to now. So there was that article comparing it to the iMac to the Intel models, and just today or yesterday they were comparing the iPad, the M1 iPad, and it says the iPad is faster than the Intel computers, the fastest Intel. But it's the I don't know, it's the exact same chip that it was 3 months ago, so I don't know why it wouldn't compare.
500 words, Warren. That's what they needed. 500 words.
I guess so. Yeah. There you go.
That's how it works. So, well, you know, the thing is, as these Intel machines are being replaced by M1 Max, these kinds of stories are going to pop up almost every single time. And the fact that the next batch of computers, which would not surprise me if they're delayed by a few months with the current supply strain or supply chain constraints, whether they're called M1X or M2s, I mean, they're going to run circles even around the stuff that we have right now. So when you look at the machines that are coming down the pike, well, you know, and this wasn't in the show notes, but considering how fast these chips are, is there any real need for there to be a new Mac Pro at this point? Do either one of you see a Mac Pro in Apple's future?
I was going to say, you just said that the new M1X or whatever they call it is going to run circles around the old one. I don't know about that. I mean, because the M1 chip is really fast. And you will notice a big difference going from the Intel chip to the M1 because it's basically a generation thing. But, you know, Apple's going to hit the same point that Intel hit at some point where, you know, Moore's law comes into effect and then it kind of slows down, right? So, you know, our M1 minis are fast, and I don't know how much faster. Like, I'm sure it could be, but like I can't even envision what that would even feel like. It's so fast now that, you know, it's
and this is on a lot of apps that aren't even native to this processor. It's running through Rosetta 2.
So rather than being much faster, I could see it being more functional. You know, putting the giving you more than the 16 gigabyte of memory limit, give you more Thunderbolt port compatibility, so you know things like that. Being able to run more monitors somehow, putting on the desktop. So I mean, I'm sure it's going to be faster, but I'm not going to. My bet is it's not going to be wow. This is so much faster than the M1. I think it's just going to. I think Intel hit a generational change, but it will be faster, but not crazy faster. That's just my guess. But
we don't really know, but I would imagine that there's going to be, you know, that it'll have more cores. And remember that was it IBM that just came out with a 2 nanometer processor for their latest processors?
Yeah,
you know, and when you think that is like what magnitude of 75% smaller than the 5 nanometer processor that we currently have. And once their yields are up for that process, we could see in the exact same space that the M1 now serves with you have 8 regular cores, 4 high performance cores, 4 high efficiency cores, and 8 cores for the neural processor, along with 8 or 16 gigs of RAM. You could put a bunch more cores in there in that same exact space. Though again, probably, you know, the laws of diminishing returns, the motherboard for these machines are so small now that if, like, let's say the absolute worst happens and Apple can't get under the 5 nanometer process, so the M1 or the next version of the M series processor is twice as big. considering the size of the motherboards for these machines now, it's like, oh darn. Does that mean we'll only have about 50% less open space in a Mac Mini than what we currently have?
Mhm.
You know, because you look inside with these new M1 Mac Minis, that they're almost
There's nothing in there.
there's nothing in them, and the circuit. I mean, the entire thing, because it's system on a chip, is so small. The whole entire board for these things are so small that it's.
I mean, I saw somebody on YouTube be crazy enough to modify a G4 Cube and put the Mac Mini's system board in it and modify it so it was a Mac Mini, but it was in the design of the G4 Cube.
Well, was that the G4 Cube or was it the G4 iMac?
No, the G4 Cube, the old G4 Cube from years
Okay.
ago.
Okay.
Yeah,
But did it have a crack along the top? That hurts
No,
its resale value.
this is the old Cube from the G4.
Yeah. So when you look at when you look at the sheer speed of the machines that they currently have now, I think that the only way that they can go is just more cores, and to make as much of the software, and this isn't of course all on Apple, but to make as much as the software as possible be native for the M series as compared to having to run an emulation. That's going to be a big speed boost right there when we no longer have to run these applications in emulation.
Right.
Right now, for me, the design language is more exciting than the speed of the next stuff coming out. So, again, if you introduced a new design 14-inch MacBook Pro or 16-inch MacBook Pro, I would buy it even with the M1 processor, because that's important. What are you laughing at? Yeah, Marcus.
Oh, it was
Marcus.
a comment from Marcus.
Marcus.
Ghost of Steve Jobs will toss a Mac Mini in a fish tank and yell about bubbles.
I don't even know what that means, but whatever.
Oh, I'm not
mean
sure exactly either, but it's a Markism that just struck me as funny. The next story, M1 iPad Pro. You were just talking about this. Over 50% faster than previous generations in early bookmarks. This shouldn't really come as a surprise, as even the 2020 iPad Pro, I believe, had the A12, or because did they move it to the 14?
It had the A14. Yeah.
Okay, because so the
Air
one that I have,
the Air has A14.
yeah, that was so weird. That was so weird that they updated the Air to an A14, but the Pro was still on the A10, the last gen A10. Wasn't it 2018 an A10, or was that an A12?
I think it was an A12. A12Z.
Okay. Well, regardless, it was crazy that the latest processor that Apple had available for iOS was in an Air rather than the Pro. But now that they've got the M1 in an iPad Pro, to say that it's 50% faster than the previous generation, I think is not a big stretch. They were already like crazy fast.
Looking at the Geekbench 5 average multi-core scores, I mean, it's right up there with the M1 MacBook Air, and it's faster than a Core i9 16-inch MacBook Pro Intel. That's all maxed out, and it's all like I said, it's about 50% better than the A12Z. No, that's it. The A12Z is the iPad Pro, the current, the current one.
The current one you can buy.
That's until the new one is shipping in another week.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, looking at these numbers, I'm excited. I mean, I've got, I think Warren has the 12.9 on order, but I've got the 11 on order, and I'm hoping the benchmarks will be pretty close to what they're saying here on the 11. I can't imagine it wouldn't be. So,
yeah, I've already switched back to my my Bridge keyboard over the Magic keyboard that I got from Apple. I just think it's a better keyboard. You get some of the F functions that you don't get with the Magic keyboard. I can't understand why they didn't include some of the F functions for things like increasing the volume.
Censorship.
There's shortcut keys for it.
Oh, I thought.
Yeah, but you have to hit another key in order to.
Right.
you know, and it's
I sold my
It's just clunky.
I sold mine my Magic Keyboard. I liked it, but not enough to want to keep it, even if because I might get an 11-inch instead of 12.9. I haven't really decided yet.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure if you did or not.
I ordered it from Costco. You get $50 off, so I did order it. But can cancel if I decide to. But anyways, yeah, I didn't like it. I like the Magic Keyboard. I like it a lot, but it's heavy and it's kind of clunky. You can't, I don't know. I might try the Bridge, or I might try the Logitech one that is in the Apple Store.
I had a first generation Bridge keyboard with my first generation iPad Pro, and liked it when I first used it, and eventually I got to the point where it was just unusable. It just stopped working. And of course, this was out of the warranty period. But when I got the Bridge Pro that I currently have with the and it works with the 2018 iPad Pro, it's a really nice keyboard. And it makes the thing look like a laptop instead of, here's my iPad floating in midair kind of thing. The only thing I don't like about most of these keyboards, and it's not just Bridge and it's not just the Magic Keyboard, but you are limited to basically using them in landscape mode. So if you wanted to turn it over again, there's still lots of apps out there that still use portrait mode for as their base way that they appear on the screen. And none of these keyboards really work that well with that unless they fold all the way around and behind.
Apple's non-trackpad keyboard did a pretty good job of folding around the back like that.
Yeah, it did.
But
you're talking about the one that had like the soft back and all the rest of that.
Yeah. That does a pretty good job like that.
Yeah, it gets out of the way, but you can still, as you hold it, you can still feel the keyboard in your
That's
hand.
why I'm interested in the Belkin or the Logitech one, because it looks thinner. Like you can might maybe do that and flip it around that way. But
I had a Logitech one. It was basically was just a Bluetooth keyboard, and it had a slot across near the top, and you could put it in either. Yeah, you could put it in either landscape or portrait, and it was great for that. All right. Next story. Reader's Digest, in a story that might have been more important in 2005, has all kinds of ways to help its readers discover this new medium known as podcasting.
What's going on?
How and where to get them, and how to listen for free. Please note, I've tried to say this without vast amounts of snark and sarcasm. So, Reader's Digest, it's only taken them like 15, 16 years to reach podcasting. And I haven't thought about Reader's Digest in
probably 30 years.
Yeah. It was the magazine that you saw on your dentist or your doctor's waiting table, and it was always 5 to 10 years old.
Exactly.
So I'm imagining by the time people actually see this Reader's Digest, podcasting will have been replaced with something that directly injects media into your brain. So anyway, I just thought when I saw this story, I just thought that was funny. The last story I have for tonight is a story about GasBuddy. This is an app for finding the best prices for gas, and it has hit the top of the iOS app charts, overtaking Coinbase, which is for buying and selling Bitcoin.
Cybersecurity.
Yeah, the app and a Twitter account for keeping track of gas stations that have run out of fuel with the hack of the Colonial Pipeline that supplies about 45% of all the gas distributed on the East Coast of the U.S. Other apps on the list also include TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. So it's not all doom and gloom. Now, have either one of you tried to get gas lately?
Yeah, I got no problem here.
Yeah.
No problems here.
Gas.
We have a pipeline here.
I don't
Yeah.
need no gas.
It's a yeah, because you got a Tesla.
Tesla.
I'm laughing at everybody.
Doesn't your wife have a gas car?
Yeah, but she works from home. She hasn't driven in like months.
Well, I'm like the only one. I'm one of the few people in my office that goes in nearly every day, and I have enough gas to get to and from work until probably maybe next Monday. So I really, really need this thing to be over.
It's over. The pipe is open now. They got to catch up.
Yeah, so now they just have to get gas out to all the stations that have run out. And I was leaving Monday. I took my wife and one of my sons over to Port Royal, which is on the east coast of Virginia, to just do some stuff for Mother's Day. And on my way back, because I'd heard about the hack, on my way back, I was in Fredericksburg, Virginia. I was like, well, should I fill the car up with gas? I was like, nah, I'll do it tomorrow. So I went ahead and took Peter home, and my wife and I went home. And then I got up the next day, and on my way to work, and today as well, just huge lines. And the really big problem isn't that there wasn't enough gas. It was people that were panicking and topping off their gas tanks instead of just waiting to see what would happen. So they'd have a half to 3/4 of a tank of gas, and they're using GasBuddy and they're using, other similar apps to go ahead and find open gas stations so they can top off their tanks. In the meantime, people who are almost out of gas can't get it because all these stations are now out. And the one thing that I saw on my way home today that I can't recall seeing since probably some, the gas crunch in the 70s, because I'm an old guy, was just how little traffic. And there was more traffic during the worst of the pandemic leaving DC than there was yesterday and this afternoon, where the streets were almost empty, because I guess people were like, well, maybe I should work from home today. It's like, yeah, you think?
Ration.
You think? So hopefully we can put this in the rearview mirror, and whoever it was that still had Windows XP on one of the pipeline computers will be fired, or whatever it was that they downloaded that spread this virus across their entire freaking network. Or here's an idea: put Macs on there instead. Oh, crazy talk. That's just crazy talk. So what was Pennsylvania affected by this, Warren, or do you know?
No, I saw a graph of there's 10 or 12 states that are
New York.
It's mostly on the southeast.
Yeah,
southeast, like the Carolinas.
It said in the news stories a little bit, but nothing,
Yeah, my son Peter is actually, he and some of his friends are going down to Florida in about a week, and they're driving. And I was like, I hope that this is over before you guys get going. And it's going to be kind of a short trip. All right, well that's all I've got for us tonight. Do you guys have anything else that you want to talk about tonight?
Nope.
Sell Bitcoin while you can. Everything's crashing. The whole
The market was down over 500 points.
The market, but right now, as of right this second, crypto is like all of it.
Yeah, I've avoided Bitcoin this long. I'll keep avoiding it.
Yeah,
I have a little.
Yeah.
I had a little bit, but it's going away now. So I might be getting the 2020 iPad instead of the new one. So as of today, as of right now,
with all that extra money that you made from Bitcoin, was it Dogecoin or what was that called?
No.
Dogecoin?
Doge.
No, I was
Doge.
going to get
Elon Musk.
the better one, but yeah, it's not
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
That's a whole nother topic for another day.
and we're not even going to get into it.
Yeah.
So, Warren, if people wanted to get a hold of you and say, how can I get into this crypto stuff? How would they do so?
I would say don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. Back to the Future Facebook group, in touch with iOS with Dave, and the show that we're doing here right now. It's the best ways to look at me if that's what you want to do.
Cool, man. All right, Dave, how about you?
As Warren said, In Touch with iOS at intouchwithios.com. You can find me on Mac Voices Live every Tuesday night on YouTube with Chuck Joyner and crew, including Mr. Guy Searle as well. I'm also on here every Wednesday night, and I am also on the Mac Show with the British Tech Network with Jeff Gamet and Chuck and all kinds of other fun folks. We do that on Friday. We record those on Friday mornings. I'm on that.
Are there actually British people on that show?
There is, yeah. Usually. They have a sponsor, iMacs, which is a UK
reseller
Mac repair shop, and they do resell too. And what's his name? I'll remember his name in a minute. But he's one of the techs on the show. And
I hear him every once in a while on
Callum.
The Mac and Forth podcast there with Carl.
Oh, has he been on there too? I didn't know. Yeah. It's Callum O'Hare is his name. He's one of the techs that works for Fryman Macs, and Ewan hasn't been able. Ewan's the normal host, and he hasn't been on for quite a while because he's been busy working. So Jeff Gamet's been doing a great job filling in, and Patrice, she's on there too. So
all right.
So and Dave G65 on Twitter. Thanks. Sorry, we're going on and on about that. Sorry.
Dave G65. Okay.
Yeah.
If you'd like to get hold of me, the Skype telephone number is 703-436.
I remember when I was using Skype.
Yeah. Hit that Skype thing. I have 2 Twitter accounts. One is Mac Pettit, and the other one is VertShark. VertShark.com is the website that I haven't been updating lately because I'm just so lazy.
How could you?
I know. So awful. Guy at mymac.com is the email address. The mymac.com podcast is the long-running podcast that I do with Gaz nearly every single week. We've been going for over 11 years now. And on even less frequent than that is the Guy's Daily Drive thing that I do sometimes live, but not lately.
It's been a long time.
Sad. It has been a lot. It's been almost 2 months since I've done a Guy's Daily Drive.
A long time.
Yeah. I need to set my priorities right. So, but that is going to do it for us tonight. Thank you all so very, very much for joining us. We really appreciate it. And we hope to see all of all of you right there next week, right here on the Mac to the Future livecast. Go. We're going. Bye. Oh, is that one of your air tags?
Yeah.
I forgot. I already forgot I had them. To be honest with you, the air tags. The honeymoon's over. I think with those.
And the weird thing was that it was so highly anticipated.
I mean, they work. I mean, there's nothing wrong with them. It's just
you just really work like they aren't supposed to work.
Huh? Yeah. There's all that going on too. But I mean, it's one of Apple's only products where you literally don't stare at all the time. It's like something.
I'm going to check my email on my AirTag.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of Apple products that you forget that you have because you barely use it. And I can't think of many other Apple products like that.
Well, I guess, well, they didn't say, but all the analysts said they were going to come out with one, and now they have. And chances are it's not going to change a whole lot over the course of however long, because it doesn't really need to.
Yeah, no, they could add lots of stuff to it. They could improve this
How?
bigly. Well, first of all, the features. There's so many things they need to do: automation, shortcuts.
Yeah, but that's all software.
You mean with the actual device itself? I
Yeah.
don't know.
They can,
I don't
I
know.
guess,
It's a
make
little-
it smaller.
It's a little white disc. I mean, there's not much you could do
Yeah.
with it. I guess. I mean, you can make it smaller. You can make it last. The battery lasts forever.
You could 3D print a case for your Apple TV remote and put
do that. I saw
put that in there.
Somebody's already come out with one of those, haven't they? Or
No,
did
it's just
somebody?
a-
Or was that a
schematic.
3D rendering?
It was
So,
a,
no,
it was a
somebody-
3D printer.
Somebody put it. You could share schematics with people who have 3D printers.
Okay. Well, I know, Marcus. Marcus, you have one. You have a 3D printer.
Yeah, he printed out the case because he got the schematics. You could download the schematics. He did
Yeah. So you should now. Both Warren and Dave have AirTags. I don't have one. So you need
Marcus,
to make.
if you want to print me a case, I'll put this in my
and we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it right here.
I don't need to do that. I don't even know where my Siri remote is, to be honest with you. So
Well, see if you had an AirTag, you know exactly where it is.
I don't need it. I haven't used it forever because I use my phone and that works better. so.
Yeah, I do too.
All right,
So
I'm gonna
my-
go play with my CPAP machine.
Yay! Okay, yeah, I'm gonna go
Yippee.
too. All right.
I'll see you.
Good night, guys.
Hey.
Thanks everybody for joining us tonight. We'll see you next week.
Guy, you